And that is the more reason why we are going for this seat, to ensure that Nigeria is placed back in the map of prosperous nation in the world.
Thank you very much, sir, for that insightful thought. Of course, if you are just joining us, I've been talking to Professor Christopher Imumolen, and of course, presidential candidate for 2023 election. And of course, he's been talking to us about the state of the economy and business. Don't forget, it's an interactive session. You can get to call us in on the show. The phone lines to call or send WhatsApp messages to are right there on the screen. And of course, you can ask him questions as regards his ambition as a presidential candidate, or perhaps as regards the state of the economy or business. Okay, Professor, I have always been saying that looking at, if you want to really drive any economy, one thing that is very important that you should look at is the state of the SMEs, the small businesses, because they are the life wire of any economy. Now, it's good that you are a presidential candidate for 2023 election, and you can see the state of SMEs in Nigeria, how people have been struggling, with their businesses. In fact, a report by CBN showed that out of every 100 businesses that start, 70 die within a year due to a lot of factors. So, from your expert point of view, and, plus the fact that, of course, you are a presidential candidate, let's assume you emerge as the president. What are the things you are going to do in order to create an enabling business environment to help SMEs to thrive, and of course, help the business climate generally?
Okay, thank you for that question. I'm not just a presidential hopeful. I'm also someone who has built business from the scratch to where it is today. You just read my profile, and I've gone through that process. We are still going through many of those processes. So we know what it takes. We know what SMEs are faced with in Nigeria. We understand the challenges.
Okay, excuse me, sir. I understand we have a caller from Lagos. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the show.
Very good morning, my brother. How are you today?
Yeah, fine. And you?
Good morning to my presidential aspirant.
Thank you.
How are you doing, sir?
Fine, I'm great.
So, quick one. You said you are going to build a team. Yeah, a formidable team. The team you intend to use as your backings for this team, are they going to be keen about the black market currency exchange, this bureau de change we see on the road? Because one way or the other, you still have to explain to us, you are an economist, that what they do on the road, how does it influence our economy? Is it negatively or positively? So how would your team make things work for us?
Okay, thank you very much for that question.
Okay.
Professor, I hope you got that question.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. One of the very things that's going to drive the economy is having technocrats, those who know the job, handle the job. And what we are going to do, like what have been done in some of the political era, where those who are experts in each field are brought in to take up this job. That is one of the things we're going to do. Because even in our company, for example, now, you cannot grow a company globally without having the right team. So we are going to be looking at Nigeria from that perspective. It's not just about nepotism. It's not just about picking people because they've been there. It's not about favoritism. There are ways to favor people, but not to the detriment of growing the economy.
That's correct.
So now talk about, yes, there's always a license for what's it called, exchangers out there. But why do we have black markets? It's because of the huge difference between the black market price and the bank rate. For example, now we have over the difference between the rate in the bank and in the black is over 100 naira. So that encourage black market selling. Not just for every business, for petroleum now, we have those selling black market. Once there's a gap in what's called the stated price and what is sold on the, you always see that. So what we're going to do is to close that gap and ensure that Nigeria have access to foreign exchange at best rate. We can do that. And how do we do that? By ensuring that Nigeria by itself become a productive economy. You know, we largely, as a country, we're a consuming economy, and 90% of what we need to manufacture is what? Is not embedded here in Nigeria. So once we are able to reduce our dependence on forest to doing business, we are going to ensure that the price becomes stabilized. And like I said, we have teams that are already on ground, and we have teams that will be coming on ground to ensure that they work with us to build a great nation, Nigeria. What we need is a sincere approach. Look at many of us, for example, now, students who don't have access to forest. I'm going into forest because he asked that question. Manufacturers do not have access to it. And we have a very, very inconsistent policy, our monetary policy and our forest policy. Very, very inconsistent, I must say. So that will be greatly looked into to ensure that Nigerians who still want to do business, because even if we want to transform Nigeria from a consuming economy to a productive economy, it's not going to happen in one day or 1 month. It's going to take a gradual process, a sincere process to ensure that those who are already dependent on exports to produce are not affected, while those who want to produce are carried along, so that at the end of the day, we have a balanced economy.
Okay, thank you very much for that. I hope your question has been answered. But then the argument of the government, of the current administration about Forex. Okay, I understand we have another caller from Abuja. Hello, good morning, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
My question, quickly. What is your take on the current increase in online fraud? What is your take, and how do you intend to curb the youthful restlessness at this point?
Okay, thank you. So one of our agenda is building a very good reward system. Once you run an economy or a country and the reward system is impartial, then what you tell people is that there is no reward in good work, in hard work. No, see, before we even talk about the online fraud, let's start from the economy. From the primary school, let's even start from education. From the primary school, you see examination malpractice.
That's correct.
So we live in a system whereby people do not, there's no reward, great reward, even from government for hard work.
That's correct.
So we have to change that reward system. We have to start rewarding people right. Look at those who have served our nation, where we have persons who had worked to their retirement age, retired, yet they've not been paid adequately their pension. So what is the value of pension? Look at what is, so we are going to work on reward system first, because fraud generally has to be tackled psychologically, has to be tackled by ensuring that things are rightly done. First, to ensure that there is what? A reward for hard work. A greater reward for, if there is no reward. For example, if today you wake up and you said, oh, there's no heaven, that when we are done, there's no, everybody can show, everybody should just, the reason why many persons are conscious of their behavior on earth is because there's a reward after death. For example, for the Christians and the Muslims. So we must build a very fundamental rewarding system. That is number one. Once you're able to do that, that automatically would give value for hard work. Nigerians will start looking at going through the normal channel rather than going to. And secondly, there must be youthful engagement. There's need to engage youth and ensure that youth are given that environment to what? To develop and to develop their talent and monetize their talent. Many of the young ones who are making it big in the talent industry are making it due to what? Personal efforts in the music industry. What provision does government have for them? In the books, you're going to see it there. We'll say, oh, there is intervention funds, but practically, there's no access to it. Just as what is happening to the SMEs, which I'm about to touch. So we'll make sure that there is a youth engagement, encouraging the youth to understand that, one, the effort you put to commit crime might also be the same effort you put to do the right thing and yet become successful.
That's correct.
So these are going to, there will be a lot of engagement, because it's not just about, then, see, to also track cybercrime, you need experts who understand how these things are done. You don't fight a crime out of the territory where the crimes happen. So we are going to engage cybercrime in the cyberspace through cyber technology. We understand how that will be done, and we will be encouraged. So, but my take about cybercrime, number one is this. One, there must be a proper reward system, so that Nigerians can have a psychic, a very good one. Look at, we even have those who are, what is encouraging cybercrime? Economic failure, total collapse of the system. Once you're able to tackle this, it's just like someone who has a malaria. You know, you have to look at the symptoms around it. Yeah.
Sorry, hold your thought there, sir. I understand we have another caller from Benue. Amanda, good morning and welcome to the show. Hello, are you there? Oh, we lost her. Okay, so you can continue, sir.
Okay, so we are going to be tackling it in those three. One, ensuring that we build a proper rewarding system. Many governments in Nigeria have not looked into that. They just think it's just a child's play. When people are not properly rewarded, they take up crime. That is number one. When there's no value for reward. Number two, we must also ensure that we create active engagement for Nigerian youths. Look at what is happening in Japan. There's an active system that ensures that Japan youth, because what they have in Tiger Watch, they don't have many of those mineral resources we have here, but they ensure that they build the word human resources by investing hugely in education. Look at ASU strike. It's ongoing. Nobody's even talking about that. There are meetings because we are not taking this serious. I'm a VC of a university, you know, and I understand the importance of education on the people of a country. If you don't have the people properly educated, believe me, we are going to build valueless leaders. You know, Nigerians are smart, but the truth is this. When it comes to knowledge, I can say maybe about 20 or 30% of Nigerians are truly knowledgeable, and that is as a result of our collapsed educational system. We're going to be working on various factors. Tackling crime is not just a single multifaceted approach. We are going to be looking at it from multifaceted, and we are going to get it resolved. So, about the SME issue, let me quickly dive into that.
Okay.
SMEs are very, very important, and there are reasons. We have some countries in West Africa, East Africa. I'm not going to mention any names, but we have some countries that give great incentives to SMEs. We have countries today.
Okay, sorry, sir. Hold your thought. I understand we have another caller from Jos. Good morning and welcome to the show. Hello, are you there? Oh, we lost that. Okay, you can continue, sir.
Okay, SMEs starts by one, building an environment for business to strive. Building an environment for the kind of business environment we have in Nigeria is harsh. And if you are not tough, you might not be able to put through. That is why, like you said, 80% of businesses that are formed in Nigeria die after 1 year. It's not because these persons are not knowledgeable, but there is a force to combat with to succeed in business. Some of us might be lucky to have that strength, but many persons might not have that strength, that tenacity, that